Introduction to Human Resource Management. What is human resource management and what are the major functions of human resource management in any organization? Human resource management is an organization's greatest assets. All other resources get connected through men. To make them deliver, they need to be properly selected, properly trained, properly motivated. As human resources are the main assets of any organization, and they can be only maintained when they are properly selected, when they are properly trained, and when they are properly motivated. Human resource, the definition of human resource: process of acquiring, training, appraising, and compensating employees such that they are motivated to achieve both the organizational and individual goals. In this definition, we can say the human resource process is acquiring, that you have to acquire people from market, you have to train them, you have to appraise them so that they can do well with their jobs, and compensate employees, and such motivation to achieve goals for organization and for employee himself also. So we can say, what is the role of human resource management in corporate? In corporate, human resource HRM can help enterprise in the following ways. Which are following ways: attracting talent through effective HRP. Effective HRP means human resource good planning. When you have a good planning, you can attract good source from market. Developing necessary skills and attitude with training. When you are going to acquire people from market or your organization, after that you have to maintain necessary skill so the people can be able to gain goals for your organization after gaining good skills. Securing cooperation through motivation. When you are going to motivate your employees, you are going to achieve such goals which required by the organization. Retaining talent through right policies. When human resource management is doing well in the organization, you can retain your employees through your good policies. Functions are HRM. As we know, there are different functions that HRM, human resource management, the HRM department can play in any organization. We can see the definition. The process of HRM consists of 4 basic functions. What are the 4 basic? Acquisition of human resources. This is the one function. First function that HRM department is playing in every organization, that they acquired the human resource planning in any organization. Development of human resources. When you are going to acquire human resource from any organization, then you have to plan for the development. Development can be through training, development can be through education, or different ideas can be taken for you to develop your employees. Motivation of human resources. Motivation can be in different ways. Why you need motivation? Why HRM department motivate employees? Its basic thing is to retain your employees in organization. You motivate your employees so that they can play a good role to achieve goal for your organization. Maintenance of human resources. When there is it can be a part of a development also. When there is the problem with your human resource, if they are not properly well trained, if they are not properly the skills they require to fulfill the job, then human resource play a maintenance role also to give them good training inside the organization. Acquisition. Then what function we have discussed. Now we discuss them in brief. Acquisition function. First function of HRM is acquisition function. Basically, it's part of supply and demand. Human resource management, every department focus on the demand and supply of the human resource management. If there is any gap in demand and supply, human resource management can hire different people from different market for organization, and fulfill where the vacancy is vacant. And here we can say process of identifying and employ people possessing required level of skill. Human resource department required level of skills fulfill the job of required level of skills. In these steps we can say it is job analysis. It is job analysis mean when you are going to hire any people, you have to analyze the job of that person. What would be the part of his job? A human resource can analyze job, his working, his reporting procedure, his time schedule can be given in this also. Then second point is human resource planning. Human resource management also plan for their employees, how he could be developed in future, how he can play a major role in the success of organization. That called planning. Where will be he is doing working in at which post, at which criteria, and which kind of work he is going to do for the organization. And recruitment is a process where you need to hire people for the vacant post, or you need when the industry is growing, human resource department do the recruitment to fulfill the required work, or maybe if there is any workload of if there is any vacancy, if any employee is going to left, then human resource department recruit the employees and fulfill that vacancy. After recruitment, the process of selection start. In selection, human resource department define the criteria, on which criteria employees are going to be hired. What qualification would be required to fulfill the seat? What kind of experience would be required? How the person will be suitable organization to accomplish the goals for our organization or objective of organization. In selection process, HR department go through the different criteria also. Then after acquisition of function, here we discuss job analysis, human resource planning, how HR department going to plan, how recruitment process start. After recruitment, then selection process start. When the employees are going to be hired, recruited in the organization, and then the development function start. The people you have hired for the organization, you have to give them training, you have to give them prepare them for the organization to work better for the organization, and introduce them about the goals, what kind of goals are required, what organization going to be demand to them. In this process of improving, molding and changing the skills, knowledge and ability of an employee, you have to do different there are given three steps: employee training, management development, career development. In employee training, you have to give them training where he is going to be hired, how he is going to report his seniors, what kind of working is required by the organization, what are the goals, what are the objectives which are going to be he is going to do during his job. Management development, when he is going to start his working, he have to improve. Organization have to look after, especially HR department have to look after how the employee is going to be developed when he is hired. When he is hired, when he applies during his doing job, he have to promote also. This is called career development. How after 2 years where the employee is going to work, at which vacant seat is available in the inside the department. So these all steps human resource department have to plan when he is going to hire. After hiring, the training and the development procedure and career development procedure, all are the major responsibilities of human resource department. Then comes the motivation function. In this function, you have to motivate your employees. In different organizations, there are different steps how they motivate, or we can say the company create the interest of employees to do work inside the organization. Process of integrating people into work situation in a way it encourages them to perform, deliver to the best of their ability. Okay, I mean you have to encourage them to perform your duties in a good way, to perform your task in a good way, and those to fulfill work that will be suitable for the organization or fruitful for the organization. In this step, you have to follow different procedure. Understanding needs, you have to ask about the employees what an organization is going to demand, what are the needs of their jobs for this organization. Then designing motivators, you have to motivate them. For this purpose, you have to give them you can give them any motivation, that he will be promoted or he will be avoided, or he will be get leaves with the family, or he will be benefited with some handsome cash amount. These are the motivation procedure that defined by the HRM department. Then monitoring, it's mean when you are going to tell about the needs of the job of the employees, and you have to motivate them with different kind of rewards and different kind of, then you have to monitor if the employee is doing his job well or not. So it's very difficult task, and HRM department for this purpose in monitoring session, HRM department do the different sessions with the employees, how his job is going. After that, maintenance function. So maintenance function in which function when HRM department is going to cover up the deficiencies of employees. If employee is lacking any kind of skills, any kind of training, any kind of knowledge about the job, any kind of deficiency in reporting problem, in understanding the task, so HRM department have to play a major role in maintenance of employees. In this maintenance function, we can say process of providing employees the working conditions that help maintain their motivation and commitment to the organization. You have to observe what is the satisfaction level of employee, how he is working inside the organization. If he is satisfied, then it's very good, and then if he is not satisfied, then you have to make a session. You can ask a question: what is the problem? Where is the problem? How he is lacking his job? Is there any problem in reporting? Is there any problem in achieving tasks? Is there any problem in defining job? Is he capable to do his job? Is he available all the resources to complete his job? So you have to observe everything to maintain the satisfaction level. Then with the second point is retention. If employee is not doing well, then human resource department, human resource management play a major role in retaining employee. In retaining employee, he can ask different questions. If employee need a training, HR department suggests for training. If he need any kind of skill, any kind of resources, human resource department suggests to the organization executive then he needs some kind of special resources to complete their task. In this way, you have to retain your employees, and you are playing a role as a maintenance also. Then the organization of HRM department, how HRM department works in different organization. This chart may be different in a different organization also. And in different, we can say the hierarchy of HRM department. What is hierarchy? How the HRM department works. What kind of managers, what kind of employees, or the subparts of HR department in different organizations are. At the above, we can say director HRD, and the top post in different organizations, it may be GM, it may be senior manager, it may be VP, human resource management can be. So we can say HR department. Then there are other three parts of human resource department. Here we can say manager personnel, then manager administration, then manager HR. So these three managers have then different roles to play in human resource department. Manager personnel, what kind of activities do the manager personnel? He does HR planning, then recruitment and selection. Okay, he have to plan what is required in the organization, what is the demand of supply inside the organization, what are the planning future plannings to manage the resource for organization. Then he do the process of recruitment and selection also. This is called manager personnel. Then comes manager administration. What he do? He do welfare for work for the welfare of employees, and leave record and keep the records of leaves for employees. He is going to maintain all the personal records of employees recording his welfare. It can be medical, it can be education, it can be any kind of benefits which employee is going to take from the organization. HR manager administration keep the record of these things. Then comes the manager HRD, human resource development. What he do? He is basically doing the training and development of employee and the performance appraisal. That's the major part of all these three subparts of human resource. In human resource development is when your employee is going to hire, he is going to be trained, he is going to be every kind of task he is going, and skills he have to keep with them. Then come the appraisal. Appraisal is the last moment of the employee, when employee is going to train, he is going to be he is given every kind of facility. Then end of the year he is going to appraise what he has done, what employee has done in whole year. So this task is being completed by the manager human resource development. So this is the all functions of the functions of human resource department in an organization.